Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Jessica Nicole. I am half reader, half writer, all bookworm, and in today's video I'm going to be introducing you or reminding you of some fantasy books that feel like summer. So I know when we talk about summer reading, we are all very much into a cute little rom-com, a fun little beach book, and I love those. They have their place in my heart, but I am a fantasy girly at heart through and through, specifically romantasy. So I am going to share with you some of my favorite fantasy books that feel like summer. First up, we have For the Wolf and For the Throne. This is a duology by Hannah Witten. These books follow Red and her sister Neve as they basically try to navigate their sister relationship and to stay alive, pretty much. So this book takes place in a fantasy world where it's not really fun to be a princess, I guess. The first daughter is for the throne, so the first daughter is to take the throne. The second daughter is for the wolf, so she basically gets cast out and sacrificed to this wolf. He's not really a wolf, he's like a guardian, like a warden of the forest, but he's like a monster. No second daughter is like ever returned, so it's basically a death sentence. So Red's birthday rolls around, she gets cast out into the woods. She finds out that the monster isn't really a monster. The woods is sort of a monster, but it's not really a monster either. The gods that they pray to are like the real monsters, and so Red and Aemon the wolf kind of go on this quest to try to save her life and stop the evil from taking over the world, basically. Then we go to book 2. Something happens at the end of book 1 that I can't tell you about, but it's a real spoiler, so just know that something happens at the end of book 1. You just need to read it, it's really good. But anyway, Red and Neve have like a complicated relationship because of it. They used to be like best buds, but Neve's got a little inferiority complex with Red, from my opinion, because of something that happens in this first book and how Red is perceived, okay? So Neve ends up doing something stupid. She trusts someone she shouldn't, and she ends up sort of in this other dimension. And she has to basically go on her own journey, find herself, honestly. This one is sort of like arranged marriage, kind of. The love in it, because it is a romantasy. And this one, the trope I would categorize for this one would be, I would say enemies to lovers, yeah. A little bit of forced proximity. But yeah, I really did not like Neve in this book, but then when I got her perspective on things and understood her better, I really enjoyed it. This has like a gothic feel, but the setting of it is so atmospheric, and it's the forest like surroundings really give it like a summer vibe to me. The author does a really good job of describing the setting, and really good books. 5-star series, love it so much. Another 5-star series that I'm going to share with you guys is the Bridge Kingdom books. So the Bridge Kingdom and the Traitor Queen. I see these two as a duology. They're not a duology, but these are the only 2 books that follow my girl Lena and her guy. I forgot his name, but he's really cool too. But yeah, these aren't technically a fantasy, but they kind of exist in like this otherworldly setting that kind of make them feel fantasy, and like some of the things that happen are very fantasy-esque, so they're fantasy adjacent, okay? Same thing, the setting is super atmospheric. This one actually takes place like mostly on like an island, and then this one takes place mostly in the desert, so it's giving major summer vibes, how like the weather is described. I love that. I think that was my favorite part of the book, besides the enemies to lovers, forced proximity, arranged marriage, romance that we got going on. I'll burn the world for you romance, which is my favorite kind. But Lena is the princess of a kingdom that is sort of in despair because his kingdom basically has all the resources, and the only way any of the other kingdoms can get it is through trade. He just like recently inherited the throne or whatever, and she has been trained like from birth to marry this man and kill him. So that's the mission she goes on. Marry this man and kill him. Things happen, yada yada. They fall in love. She changes her mind, but it's too late. And that's basically how book 1 ends. Book 2 picks up right where book 1 ends off, and I like book 2 better than book 1. I loved book 1, and I just adored book 2, I guess. This is just such a good series, such a good duology, and they're not long books, and they read really fast too. So highly recommend those. The last series I'm going to talk to you about is actually the Caraval trilogy, especially book 1 and book 2 specifically. But if you've never read Caraval or heard of Caraval, it basically revolves around 2 sisters again, and they are invited to like this magical carnival / game where like these magical things happen, and you kind of have to like solve the riddles and win the prize. If you win the prize, you get a wish. That's basically the premise of the first book. So Scarlet and Tella spend like the whole first book on this tropical island solving puzzles. Scarlet does, solving puzzles and trying to get her sister back because her sister gets kidnapped as part of the game. And so the setting makes it very much summer. The weather, for the most part, makes it very much summer. Book 2 actually takes place during the summer. Like, it's actually mentioned that there's like a summer festival going on in the streets, and it's the descriptions and the atmosphere make it very much feel like summer to me. This one especially, book 1 and 2 especially, but they're all really great books. They all follow Scarlet and Tella. Book 1 is from Scarlet's point of view, book 2 is from Tella's, and then I think book 3 was a mix. And they just follow these 2 sisters as they try to like navigate growing up and staying alive and just making their way in the world through these crazy magical fantasy circumstances, and falling in love for the first time as well, and managing like their sister relationship. But yeah, highly recommend these. Highly recommend all the books I talked about in this video. Let me know if you've read any of them. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. What fantasy books did I miss that you think feel like summer? And I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.